I see the spin, I see the choice of what gets shown. Headlines for sale, truth pushed aside. They choose what brings clicks, they choose what divides. It's not about truth, it's about money, power, access, extra, extra. Read all about it. Read all about it.
Hola, Granny.
Views became the goal, not facts, not for context. Outrage keeps them winning. I wish I didn't know this. I miss when I believe. Headlines for sale, truth pushed aside. They choose what brings clicks, they choose what divides. It's not about truth, it's about money, power, access, extra, extra.
Hey, Heather. It's called Read All About It. Mustabachi. Sarah, I'm just gonna be reading the things that Karol brought up to see if Ezra is wrong, because she might be. I know that we thought we solved it, but the one that Karol brought up afterwards, I'm like, maybe. I'm just trying to find like what the docket numbers are again. Oh, sorry. Sorry. I'm gonna just let the music play until I find what I'm looking for.
Chris doesn't think there is a reason to go to trial. Only 3% would change their mind.
Sorry, y'all.
Big bombshell dropped out. He thinks it'll be over by January 2. So sure, he bet me $1,000. You don't want my Venmo or my Zelle. January 3, I will be
Hi, Breezy.
$1,000 richer. Book me a room in a fancy hotel. Save me a seat in the front row of this trial on my birthday. Yeah, happy birthday to me. I said maybe it's not about changing people's minds. It's about holding people.
Getting closer to what I'm looking for.
Who thought they were untouchable. Maybe they'll think twice next time. 'Cause David took Goliath down with 5 smooth stones. On myself, January 6th, I will be $1,000 richer. Book me a room in a fancy hotel.
Okay.
In the front row of this trial on my birthday. Yeah, happy birthday to me. She can't.
Okay. Sorry. Danny, girl, I fell asleep to your jam session last night. We might be getting closer to an answer, Danny, to that situation. We'll see. We'll see when he wakes up. All right. So, what I'm looking at, I'm going to read you the letter that Ezra Hudson put out. She's asking for an extension to respond to this whole MJOP, I believe. So this is dated today. And they said, Dear Judge Lyman, in accordance with Rules 1C and 1D of Your Honor's individual practices in civil cases and Rule 4B of Attachment A thereto, Plaintiff Blake Lively writes to respectfully request a 2.5-week extension of the current deadline for all parties and third parties to move for the continued sealing of documents. Oh, that's what it is. It's the continued sealing. She doesn't want her documents to be shown. Continued sealing of documents filed under seal in connection with a Wayfarer defendant's November 12, 2025 motion for summary judgment against Ms. Lively, extending from the current November 20 deadline through December 8. Ms. Lively makes this motion only after extensive efforts. She's like, Miss Lively makes this motion only after extensive efforts to meet and confer with the Wayfarer defendants to develop a workable and fair plan for handling sealing motions in connection with summary judgment without success. As part of their motion, the Wayfarer defendants filed more than 275 exhibits. Yeah, Ezra, and we're trying to see it. Can you, hurry it up a little bit? Stop holding it up. We want to see it. Okay, we've read everything on Wayfarer's side. Can your client stop dragging her feet? What? I don't understand why Blake Lively does not want people to see her stuff. She literally acts like she's the one who's afraid to have people see her things. I mean, I'm so tired of her not wanting to show us anything of hers. And it could be well, all my friends are famous, and all my friends are more important than you regular people. Yeah, I disregard you as regular peons here, but my people are very popular and so famous, and they deserve more protection because they're famous than y'all did when a bunch of content creators got subpoenaed. She's so rich, and I don't mean money wise, Audacity wise. She's got plenty of audacity. It was supposed to be due to today, Lizzie. The response was due today. In addition, so they were as part of their motion, the Wayfarer defendants filed more than 275 exhibits. Of those, 183 exhibits were filed under seal. Yeah, we want to see them. But we're not served upon Miss Lively until after the November 12th summary judgment filing deadline. In addition to the more than 100 sealed exhibits that are documents produced by or otherwise involved Miss Lively, the Wayfarer defendants filed under seal confidential documents and deposition testimony involving 15 third parties. 15 third parties. Oh, and this is the richest part of it all. Despite implicating the rights of these 15 third parties, the Wayfarer defendants apparently did not notify these parties until yesterday. The document and or testimony that they provided were filed under seal as part of the motion. Well, you know what? I still remember the time when people didn't know if those subpoenas were real. I don't know if y'all remember about that. And they tried to call you up, Ezra, trying to get to figure out how to protect their rights to then fight your subpoena through a third-party platform situation, and you have the audacity, the hypocrisy is high right now, Ezra. You didn't even care to give people proper opportunity to fight for their rights. Why? Is it because we're opinions? Not that I got subpoenaed. I did not get subpoenaed. But I'm just saying, is it because people are opinions? Opinions is not a word. Peons, that's what it was. Peons. You're not important enough. You're not famous enough. I even think about Justin Baldoni, Wayfarer's, right, decision on who they put in their disclosures, right? They put a bunch of people that would know if there was sexual harassment on set. They actually put people that were there when the movie was being filmed, right? They're a bunch of regular people. There's very few celebrities on the list, but they're people that know what happened. And the fact that Blake Lively's disclosure were just full of celebrities. Emily Stinkin' Blunt, what does she got to do with any? The Sisterhood of Traveling Pants, Gigi Hadid, Hugh Jackman. Who cares? Oh, they can attest to her garden variety distress. Well, I can tell you about my garden variety distress of watching this whole thing play out. She is so rich in Audacity. Anyways, so she's they didn't even tell the people until yesterday. Ma'am, you've known it's been out here. I've known before. What? Do these people not check the docket? Do people not look? I mean, you're acting they didn't do a proper whatever. It's not like they don't know. I knew. I read it. I know who's supposed. I mean, I don't know. They gross me out. This plainly violates Rule 4B of Attachment A to your Honors Individuals Rule. You plainly violate... No, just kidding. I shouldn't read this stuff. It irks me. She irks me right now. I used to really like Ezra too. I liked Ezra until she pulled the whole 107 content creators situation. Then after that, I was like, I lost all respect for you. For those that are wondering, this is document number 985. This is just filed by Ezra Hudson, trying to extend the deadline to fight for like continued sealing on their stuff. Because Blake Lively again does not want her stuff out there for people to see and read. And I'm saying she'll probably hide behind like, I've got a bunch of famous friends and I gotta protect them. Oh, wait until I get to the email? Oh, Lordy. Oh, Lordy, you're telling me I'm gonna, are you gonna say I'm gonna rail when I see the email? Because I'm like, Okay. Well, let me try to force myself through this letter. Further, on at least 2 occasions, Miss Lively has learned that the Wayfarer defendants have represented to third parties that the Wayfarer defendants and Miss Lively have reached an agreement to extend the current deadline for continued sealing to November 26th, which is not accurate. The Wayfarer defendants claim the misstatements were made in error. See Exhibit A. Okay. Prior to making the present letter motion, Miss Lively requested as a professional courtesy the Wayfarer defendants' agreement to a 3-week extension of the current sealing deadline, which would afford Miss Lively, as well as the other third parties, sufficient time to review the more than 180 documents filed under seal, while also accounting for the 12 notice expert depositions before December 12. Miss Lively's opposition to the motion due December 3. Opposition to the motion for judgment on the pleadings also due December 3. This is what we're talking about, and this is why I actually came on live, to see if she's wrong about this. She said that the opposition to the motion for judgment on the pleadings is due on December 3. And we were under the impression it was due today. And so the question then is like, was there something missed on our side? Or did their hearings happen that said otherwise? So I'm gonna leap to the order that happened on document 846, unless there's something newer than document 846. I believe they said that the motion for judgment on the pleadings was November 19. So, and it said, and reply in support of Miss Lively's motion for spoliation sanctions due December 5. Miss Lively has granted similar courtesies to the Wayfarer defendants in relation... Oh, sorry. She's like, we have granted similar courtesies to the Wayfarer defendants in relation to her motion for spoliation sanctions without requesting anything in return. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm sorry, Ezra. You're saying from the goodness of your own heart in this incredibly contentious situation, you never asked for anything back, and yet you're bringing up, I gave this to you. We gave this to you without asking for anything. You mean the way that you're utilizing and weaponizing the thing that you gave? So you're saying we gave this over to them and we never asked for anything in return. Isn't this what you're asking for in return? Is this not what you're asking for in return? You're literally using the thing you said you gave without even asking for anything in return and saying, well, why can't you give it to me now? Give it to us now. We gave that to them and we didn't even ask for anything in return. You are asking for something in return at this moment. You're asking for something in return. You're saying, we did that, you give us this. No. Anyways, however, the Wayfarer defendants rejected Miss Lively's request and offered 1 week to November 26th, which is 1 day before Thanksgiving. So did you want to give it to them or not? Or were you trying to use it as a negotiating chip for later, and they rejected it and said no thank you? Because for you to say we did this for them and we didn't ask for anything in return and then get mad that they said no, they have the right to say no to you, as you have the right to say no to them. It was your decision, your choice to give that to them. So whatever. Miss Lively now regrettably makes this letter. I'm sure you regrettably make this letter that you want to probably use for PR, I'm sure. Ms. Lively now regrettably makes this letter motion seeking to extend the current November 20 deadline for all parties and third parties to seek the continued sealing to December 8. No previous request for adjournment or extension of time have been made with respect to this deadline. Okay. I'm not sure about that. Maybe. Counsel for the Jones parties consent to this request. The Wayfarer defendants oppose. You think? The date of the party's next scheduled appearance before the court is December 9, 2025. Alternatively, in an effort to promote judicial economy and avoid piecemeal motion practice, Ms. Lively requests that the court extend and modify the timeline set forth in Rule 4B of Attachment A to Your Honor's individual rules and practices in connection with the motion. Specifically, Ms. Lively requests that the producing parties who may wish to move for continued sealing or redaction of any materials submitted in connection with the motion be permitted to file a single omnibus submission addressing all such requests within 1 week of the motion being fully briefed or by December 19, 2025. If adopted, that procedure would permit the court to review all of the sealing and the redaction issues in connection with the motion at once. Oh my word. They're really extending this out. They're really trying to get this extended out as far away from... I mean, mind you, though, I would like to have it during a holiday. Because it's really hard when they drop something major and I'm actually, like, working. This is Beast Mode. This is docket number 985. And this is Ezra Hudson asking for an extension to continue to negotiate the sealings of their documents. In essence, they don't want us to see Blake Lively stuff and Blake Lively's company stuff. They don't want us to see jack squat of anything, while also wanting us to live off of Trust Me Bro, apparently. I just want them to just let us see it. What? How bad can it be, Blake? How bad can it be? You're the victim, right? You're the Why do you keep hiding stuff as the victim? I feel like as the victim, you would want as much information available to show that you are telling the truth. What are you so afraid that we're going to see? It really annoys me. I knew she was going to do this. She's so stinking predictable. I knew this was going to happen, but am I still irritated? Yes. If adopted, that procedure would permit the court to review all of the sealing and redaction issues in connection with the motion at once, aided by a single letter from each producing party, and without receiving a fresh wave of such letters each time the motion, opposition, and reply papers are submitted. It would also serve the interest of public access, like you care about public access. Ezra, you literally held that Claire Ayub recording for as long as you could. You were really hoping that Clark wasn't about to knock on the courts and ask for that CD. You really were hoping nobody was going to check on that, didn't you? So I'm sorry, I laugh at you saying to serve the interest of public access while you're trying to keep these things as sealed for as long as possible. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit like, really? It would also serve the interest of public access in connection with the papers supporting and opposing summary judgment for there to be a single moment of unsealing that is not specifically connected to which party submitted the evidence, when the court is able to resolve all the sealing issues simultaneously in a single decision. How does that help us? How does that help the public access? Because frankly, I would love it to be like trickled out, because I don't have enough time to look at every single one all at once. I loved what Elsridge said in a video. She says, if there's anybody pushing the idea that they somehow read everything and started making declarations to their, fan base or audience or whatever, claiming that they knew everything about the MSJ and all of the exhibits, that person's lying. There is no, unless this person, and I live and breathe this stuff, okay? I live and breathe this stuff, but I also work. So assuming any person that makes such a declaration is also very invested like me, but also works, how in the world did that person before the day was over, suddenly have all these declarations, unless it was, I don't know, Ryan Reynolds production of here's the talking points you got to tell your audience? about the MSJ that there's no stinking way that you could have read every exhibit and looked at everything, especially when everything is sealed. To say everything with your whole chest situation. Okay, why am I so mad? I'm sorry. I'm actually really mad. I'm really irritated. Okay. So I don't think that helps us any. That doesn't help us any. I'm rounding up page 2 of document 985. So Miss Lively suggested this alternative proposal to the Wayfarers defendants who did not agree and who opposed this request. You think? Mama Panda, what is 927? Because I'm talking about the thing I'm reading right now. Is there something else that you're talking about? Or are you talking about there was another thing that happened at the extension request? Oh, 927. Let's look at that real quick. $927. And I'll wrap up this document. Okay, let me see. Okay, so if this is the right one, then we might not do the other thing that I was going to see, which is like, was Ezra wrong with the dates? Because if this one is the more up-to-date one, let me look. Sorry, y'all, that I get sometimes really like, I don't know what it is about this filing that just irked the living daylights out of me. I just think, I don't know. Maybe I'm irritated because I knew she'd do this. Are you posting this live on YouTube? Yes, I am. I'm just so irritated. Okay. Okay. Okay, so this is what ChatGPT said about this particular document. I said, how about claiming the deadline? Wait, no, that's not what I wrote. Hold on. Wait, cancel. No. Did it not grab it? Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, she's only delaying the inevitable, Natalia, but it really annoys me. Okay, so yeah. Mama, thank you for that, because you're correct. That would be the one. I don't know, is Karol in the space? Because I was gonna say Karol. It looks like that was probably the one. I apologize for the sneeze there. Naman. I wish I could have muted myself. Sorry, I apologize for that. So did you hear that? It's document 927. That overrode the 846. So that's where we're at right now. So I'm going to close down those things because that removes that talking point, since we've already. Well, they're requesting for another new deadline, Lacey. They're asking for it. Thank you, Rachel, for the gift. So let me finish up this letter. Karol said it says MSJ only, but 846 says they wanted treat that at the same time. Yeah, but the 900 and where was I? What was I just looking at? 900 and what is it? My word, my nose. So
Hello.
hello. So it says here this was for the docket number 927.
Yeah, I do see that it overrules it. Like I went through each one from the 8:30 something to 8:46, which is the judge's orders. I think where we landed was the judge wants to see both the MJOP and the MSJ at the same time. That's what he said in 8:46. But when the letters address these move up of timelines, they only say MSJ. They don't say MSJ and MJOP. But perhaps the attorneys interpret that initial order as dealing with both at the same time, MSJ and MJOP together. So even if there's just a reference to MSJ, the lawyers are interpreting that as they're both tied together. So I have updated the calendar to show them kind of together that BL will reply to MSJ and MJOP together, but the letters don't say both of them. But I think it's just assumed or understood that way.
Okay.
Yeah, because I went through. So before that letter, there's 855 and 878 when they changed it until they landed at 927, and none of those letters state that it's referring to both. But again, the attorney's understanding must mean that they are understanding them as together, because the judge says, I'll consider, what was the wording he said? He says, the court will consider the motion for judgment on the pleadings concurrently with the motions for summary judgment. So Lively's responses in opposition to the motion for judgment on the pleading shall therefore be due on the same day that oppositions for the motion or summary judgment are due. And that was originally November 19th.
Okay. Someone's asking for a recap here. That's not my gifting, Karol.
Yeah, I'll do a recap. So today, Ezra Hudson filed a letter for Blake Lively stating that they want more time to extend the time that they have to do the sealings, which today was their deadline to do that. And they asked Wayfarer in their meet and confer, can you give us 2 weeks? Stephanie Jones gave us 2 weeks. Can you give us 2 weeks? And Wayfarer said, no, we'll give you until the 26th. And then they were like, no, we don't like that. And then they said, you told the third parties that we already agreed to the 26th. And then Alice with Shapiro said, don't tell us what the other parties want. You don't represent them. And so the brief of it is, in that same letter, Ezra says we owe the court a reply to the MSJ and the MJOP, and that is due December 3rd. But I think we were all operating under the court's instructions that originally the date for both of those was November 19th. And then subsequently, they sent 3 letters adjusting the timeline, and they only referenced the MSJ. So I didn't update the calendar because of that, because they only referenced the MSJ. So I would update the calendar on the MSJ, but didn't update the calendar on the MJOP. But some attorneys are saying that they believe that the parties understand it, that they are together, because that's how the court wants to consider them. Hopefully that makes sense. And the latest filing is
985.
985, guys.
So I'm gonna finish this sentence, and then Karol, can you open up while I'm finishing up this thing? Can you open up docket number 985-1, and we'll read the emails, but I will be Kim, and you'll be like, I'll be with the Wayfarer party.
Yes.
You'll be with Blake Lively's party.
I'll be Matt Bruno.
I'm sorry. I stuck you with Stephanie Jones last time too, you know, so it's a cruel thing I do.
You're setting me up here to be dislikable. No, just kidding.
No, Karol, you are so likable. It's not you reading Blake stuff. They'll just know that's just
Guys, it's just
somebody's got to do it. Right?
Somebody's got to do the dirty work.
Yeah. So the
Well,
final
anyways,
paragraph
yeah.
for this 985 is Miss Lively suggested this alternative proposal to the Wayfarer defendants who did not agree and who opposed this request. No duh. Counsel for the Jones parties consent to this alternative request. It is respectfully submitted that this proposal will aid judicial and party efficiency in confronting the volume of proposed redacted material that will be submitted in support of and in opposition to the motion. You know what's really annoying too? So not only will we most likely wait forever to get these things unsealed, once we do, Blake Lively's going to redact the wazoo out of this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we have
we'll
have no idea what it says. Anyways, annoying. For some, I mean, Karol, I don't get it. She's a plaintiff, and yet she's acting like she should hide. Oh, you look so adorable.
Oh, thank you. Look at my braces. I feel so weird. You know the Finding Nemo movie with the little girl with the braces that shakes the bag? That's how I feel right now. But I'm only gonna wear them for 3 months, so I have to put up with it.
Oh, by the way, so somebody taught me. So I'm trying to like be better about learning that even though I can't give all concessions and what people need, one of the things that people were like, oh, could you do certain things with like your videos? And so one of the things was like putting timestamps so where they can find like the location and start from there. So I did that for the video that I uploaded this morning. And then when I have guests, like I put your TikTok and like docketupdates.com for them to check out in the description. Cause I'm like, I gotta remember to do that. Cause I'm not like, it's not my gifting. This was not even my plan. So
well, I'm not that type of creator that it's like, hey, I didn't get credit for this. But I appreciate it. Thank you
so much, Karol. Like,
thank you. Everybody has been so kind. I'm just overwhelmed by the kindness.
Well, because you know what? It's I knew you were a great moderator, like that, hands down. Like be able to do like recaps and moderate stuff, but like you just took it another level to show your skill set through this docketupdates.com. I'm hoping like it opens up doors for you, honestly, because it says a lot about your skill sets. It not only like in regards to like upkeep and all that stuff, but just the way your mind works. And how like collaborative you are. I love the addition of the deposition situation, and you said that was inspired by like Elsridge and CJ, I think you said, or something.
Yeah, we got on a little mini live, and they gave me this idea, and so they had me look at the Diddy docket that someone else runs, and they were like, "Oh, you could get some ideas from there," and that's where we came up with that.
Oh, and it just looks clean, is visually appealing. I mean, so anybody, I just shout out docketupdates.com.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate the really nice comments and encouragement. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe you'll get some paid situation.
Wait. Maybe I can go apply for Skyline.
There you go.
Hey, Melissa, Nathan, you hiring for any more shady websites?
You go do that. I love it. Okay.
Just kidding, Melissa. I don't think you run shady websites. Okay. It's a joke.
So we're going to be at docket 985-1, and this is the email that they went back and forth. It's used as an exhibit for Ezra Hudson's request for an extension of time. So we're going to go down to the bottom, page 10. We're going to start from page 10 and go up. And this is November 14, Friday, November 14, 2025 at 6:46 p.m.
Okay.
And
I'll read the date too so that people get a timeline of it. Okay.
Yeah. My name is Kim with Liner, Friedman, and Tattleman and Cooley, right? And I say, please let me know if you would like to meet and confer next week regarding the exhibits filed under seal in connection with a motion for summary judgment that were marked as confidential by plaintiff or third parties.
Okay, and then Matthew Bruno, which is Blake Lively's attorney, replies on the 17th at 4:46. So that is 3 days later. It says the Wayfarer defendants filed more than 180 exhibits under seal. It is our understanding that third parties who designated information confidential have not been given notice of the sealed filings. We also note that we did not receive the sealed exhibits until well past the deadline into the morning hours of November 13th. Given the volume and logistical issues, we need additional time for all parties to review the documents before we can take a position on moving for continued sealing, especially in light of the Thanksgiving holiday coming up. And
Can
our
you stop for a
pressing,
second, Carol?
yeah,
Are they serious? The same people that dropped the CRD, the New York Times hit piece on December 21. They have the audacity to talk about, let's think about holidays, folks. Let's be courteous about other people's holidays.
oh,
Y'all,
it gets worse. It gets worse in the emails.
I just want to throw my laptop across the room like hypocritical or what? What about what a hypocrite. Okay, continue.
Guys, don't forget to like the live. Thank you, Mama Panda, for saying that. I appreciate it. Okay, so then it says, especially in light of the Thanksgiving holiday coming up, and our pressing focus on the summary judgment, motion for judgment on the pleadings, and the expert depositions. As you know, we have been generous with extensions, including granting a and generous is doing heavy lifting there.
Generous.
Generous, including granting a substantial extension on the Wayfarer dependents' opposition to the motion for spoliation sanctions. Accordingly, we request a 3-week extension of time for all parties to move for continued sealing of documents filed in relation to the Wayfarer defendants' motion for summary judgment. We would appreciate the professional courtesy given the circumstances, the Thanksgiving holiday, as well as the fact that Ms. Lively previously agreed to several extensions for the Wayfarer defendants. Please let us know today. Thanks, Matt.
This is the reason I ranted. Okay, this is the reason I ranted in Ezra's email. How are you going to say we granted them an extension for the motion for spoliation sanctions and we never asked for anything in return? Ma'am, you are right now. You're using that against them right now. How are you going to say we never asked for anything? You're weaponizing it right now. You're using it against them right now. How are you saying we never asked for anything? We were just planning to use it against them a little bit later.
Yeah. We never asked for anything until now.
Yeah.
I did update the calendar, and it does show that tomorrow Wayfair has to respond to, if they're going to oppose the spoliation sanctions, they have to file tomorrow. Okay, so that's what they're talking about. They're saying, oh, we were so generous to give you that time on that spoliations.
Okay, so this is Quinn Emanuel. Who is Quinn Emanuel lawyer to? So is it Stephanie Jones?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to read that too. So Morgan Anastasio with Quinn Emanuel on November 17, 2025 at 5:09 p.m. says, we are amendable to the requested extension and would suggest a parallel extension in connection with Ms. Abel's motion for conditional summary judgment against Jones Works to keep the issues on the same track. Please let us know if you agree. Thanks, Morgan.
Okay, check this out. The reply was like less than 20 minutes later. So they're still in cahoots. They replied same day. Okay, so Matt replies back the next day at 10:30. And this is November 18th, Tuesday. So this is Tuesday. And says, thank you, Morgan. This is fine from our perspective.
Hi, this is Les. Hi.
Thanks, Morgan.
This is
We've
Les.
never talked to you. We've never talked to you. Thank you for being generous. So thank you, Morgan. This is fine from our perspective. Could the Wayfarer defendants please advise? We would like to get a stipulation on the docket today. Thanks, Matt.
All right, so this one is going to be Alice, and it's Alice Buttrick With Shapiro Rato, or I don't know how to say that, but it's November 18th at 12:48 p.m. And she says, "Counsel, we understand the importance of courtesy extensions and remain hopeful that the parties will continue to cooperate with respect to adjusting deadlines to the extent possible and as appropriate. At the same time, we are mindful of both the Second Circuit's and Judge Lyman's admonitions that sealing issues be dealt with promptly, given the public's right of access." Okay, so I'm going to stop myself there too. This is the reason I'm like yelling at Ezra's letter going, she's like, for the interest of the public's access. And I'm like, nothing you're saying here is for our benefit. This is all for your client's benefit. We want it now. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, we care about the public's. No, you do not. If you cared about us, you would not be fighting this right now. You don't care about us. You care about Blake Lively and her famous friends who want protection from the public.
When I read that, I was like, I wish we could send a petition from the public with like 1,000 signatures that say, please don't do that.
Yeah, we disagree. If she's gonna try to use us as the reasoning, let us put everything we want it all right now. Anyways, yeah, at the same time, we are mindful of both the Second Circuit's and Judge Lyman's admonitions that sealing issues be dealt with promptly, given the public's right of access. Accordingly, we are amendable to a 3-day extension of the deadline so that third parties can be contacted and any necessary meet and confers can proceed. We will contact the third parties separately, given that Miss Lively does not, this is what you were talking about, right? Miss Lively does not have standing to speak for their concerns, but she loves to butt in. Remember the Taylor Swift of it all? Suddenly she's like, I have a thing to say about this. And it's like, go away. This is not your case.
Right.
We also note that the agreed upon schedule for summary judgment and Daupert, I don't know how to say that, briefing was made based on our understanding, following discussions with you, that Miss Lively would be filing a summary judgment motion of her own. In multiple discussions, you never advised us that she would not be doing so. I don't know if they needed to, but still. Thus, when we agreed to the schedule, we did so with the understanding that the sealing deadlines under Judge Lyman's rules would apply to both sides, and that we too would face the time constraints of those rules in working out any sealing issues. Moreover, in discussing that schedule, you proposed extending the sealing schedule by a similar extended period of time, and we did not agree because of the public interest, yes, we do, in disclosure. So we don't see any reason to renegotiate that issue now. That's right, Alice. That's right. Separately, we note that we do not object to redacting PII. I mean, what's that? Personal information, right? Something.
Yeah, personal identifying information.
Personal identifying information on any document that is unsealed. And we are happy to advise the court that we will file any such document with appropriate redactions after the appropriate scope of sealing is determined. Best, Alice.
Okay, and then Matt replies, same day, Tuesday, November 8th at 5:03. So that is 5 hours later. Let me find it. Okay, here it goes. Alice, the Wayfarer defendant's refusal to extend the professional courtesy of a modest extension of 3 weeks.
When they've already been, how many extensions? Okay, continue, sorry.
Refusal to extend the professional courtesy of a modest extension to afford Miss Lively, the Jones parties, and the other third parties sufficient time to review and evaluate the more than 180 exhibits filed under seal is disappointing, especially when especially when similar courtesies have been extended by Miss Lively numerous times at the Wayfarer defendant's request. That said, in an effort to find a compromise, please advise whether the Wayfarer defendants will agree to a 2-week extension, which will push the deadline out from the Thanksgiving holiday. Please confirm by COB today, care of business day or something.
I don't know. I genuinely don't know what COB means.
Does anybody know what COB
Close of
means?
business.
Huh?
Close of
Close
business.
of business. Yeah, I was like, I just know end of business, but not. Okay, close of business today. Whether the Wayfarer defendants agree to our requested extension. If not, we will move to for such relief and inform the court of your refusal to provide this basic courtesy. I am hopeful this will not be necessary. All rights reserved. Matt. Now it's your turn.
I will say this. I will say this, Carol. I feel like this letter is the epitome of Blake Lively. When he says, it's disappointing, especially when similar courtesies have been extended by Miss Lively numerous times at the Wayfarer defendant's request. It tells me what Blake Lively would do. She'd give you something, but it's never because it's the right thing to do or she actually wants to do it. She wants to use it as leverage. This is always this email is the epitome of Blake Lively. I don't do anything that doesn't benefit me. If I'm giving you these extensions, it's not because I was doing it right. I was doing things for my own good and your own good. I'm doing it because I'm going to use it against you later and say, well, I mean, I gave you this, so why can't you give me that? Well, either you could have fought it like you wanted to. I would rather have you fight me than act like you're giving me something for funsies and then bring it up later. I hate people like that. I mean, hate is a big word. I loathe.
I just like.
I loathe people that like act like they're being so nice and being so kind and then try to use it against you later. Like you never had good motivations for me. You were always going to use it against me. I don't like that at all.
For me, what stood out is
fight me.
Oh, for me, what stood out was the framing, the generous. Like we were generous to do this for you. We're asking for a modest. But you know what I did notice? His email is much more gracious than he normally is. So I do feel like there's a chance that they're not going to get this from Judge Lyman because usually their emails are like, we are going to ask Judge Lyman and we will get what we want and you will regret this stance. And this time it was like, well, we'll compromise with you for 2 weeks. And and then if you don't do that, then we'll go to Judge Lyman and do this. So I don't know. I think that they're Sarah said, Karol, you're right. They're being nice because they're not as confident. Yeah. No, Shannon, I haven't always had braces. I just got braces this week and I have to have them for 3 months. But yeah, so that's why I feel like Judge Lyman, or maybe they're coming into this knowing that there's a little room for a no from Judge Lyman. But I do think Alice is right. She said, Judge Lyman already said it's in the interest of the public to have this unsealed. So I don't think 3 weeks will do it.
Yeah. I will say, Sarah was like, I thought loathe was worse than hate. And so I Googled it and it says loathe is generally considered worse than hate. You know what? It sounds softer, okay? I thought loathe was in between dislike and hate. I didn't know it was above hate. It is going on YouTube, Sarah. Well, you know what? I said hate is a strong word and I actually loathe her. And then I just found out loathe is worse than hate. I'll stick with it because it sounds softer than hate, but it isn't. So I loathe her.
It's more poetic. It's Shakespearean. It's Shakespearean.
It's very Shakespearean. Okay, my turn, I suppose. Okay, I got distracted by my own whatever.
And she replies 30-something minutes later. So
okay, so this is Alice again on November 18 at 5:45 p.m. And she says, thanks, Matt. Our team is dispersed at the moment. We will consider and get back to you as early as practicable tomorrow morning. Yeah. Best, Alice.
Okay, and so same day, Matt replies at 3:31, which is... Wait, how did that happen? 3:31. Oh, okay, so... Before you reply that, I guess they sent an email again because it's the timing. It's 3:31. Do you see that?
Yeah. Okay, so wait. So November
Oh,
18th.
because you know how they say please reply before end of close day. They
Yeah.
kind of send a modification email, and this is what that modification email says before the okay. So it says November 18th, 3:31. This is right before. It says, Alice, this is time sensitive issue that will require the court's immediate attention if the Wayfarer defendants do not agree to our request for the 2-week extension. You know, they back down from that 3-week.
Yep.
As such, we need the Wayfarer's position today. It has also been brought to our attention that members of our team are representing to that members of your team are representing the third parties that we have reached an agreement to extend the sealing deadline to November 26th. It is our understanding that the extension you offered below was November 24th, not November 26th. But either way, it is obviously not accurate to characterize this as an agreement when the parties are still discussing the deadline. It puts undue pressure on third parties, particularly when we are seeking more time to consider these issues, which would benefit third parties also. And the Wayfarer defendants failed to give third parties notice until now, apparently. All rights reserved.
All right. And Kim responds back at 6:32 p.m. Matt, this was my error to the third parties, and I will be correcting it. Please do not speak for the third parties as you do not represent them.
Put them in place, Kim.
You know, I mean, gosh, I really hope that the judge just stands his ground on what he said.
I
Because
think 26th is a reasonable time frame. You know, it was due today. An extra week is reasonable. So
I
that
just
would
want to
mean that
see
he would
it.
side.
But I mean, at the same time, I'm going to be on a bocce tournament like I'm leaving for Reno tomorrow. And I'm trying to be good about not being online, but that's not going to happen most likely. I'm at least going to do
Don't
probably
do
one
that to
video.
us.
Like, I mean, I was like, I'm going to be good and I'm not going to, but I'm like, I was literally in Italy, Greece, and Malta, and I was out there on a cruise. And I spent like $200 or something for internet.
I knew it was a mistake for you not to buy the internet package, but I was like, this is a lesson she'll have to learn. And then when you logged in briefly, and then you're like, guys, I caved in and bought it. I was like, I knew this was gonna happen.
Well, I'm gonna be on vacation for like 3 weeks, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be doing it. But then I'm like,
Oh, guys, thank you for the gifts. Someone
thanks,
is
Trish.
asking. That's really nice. Thank you. Someone said is lively responding to the MJOP. So we went on a whole discussion with Sarah, and Sarah checked in with her connections and her attorneys, and she says that Sarah said I was here for the hostage videos.
It's not. It's
Yeah,
just
the
that the
one that
lighting was
light-
just right there, right on my bed. That's all I had.
Yeah, so there's a docket number 846 where where if you guys remember they went to the hearing about this deadline, and that's when Fritz was like, will they even file an MSJ? And so anyways, that's the hearing. That was October 3rd. And they came up with a time frame for Lively to respond to the MJOP, and they said November 19th. But the court also said in that document that they said Lively's response in opposition for the motion for judgment on the pleadings, the MJOP, is going to be due the same day as the MSJ, which is November 19th. Then after that, there was like 3 or 4 letters extending that time frame to December 3rd. They only mentioned the MSJ, but Sarah says that, and Ezra Hudson with Blake Lively understands it, that those two go together. So if one date changes for the MSJ, it also changes for the MJOP. So now that is December 3rd. And you guys can see that on docketupdates.com under the calendar link. And then you'll see the attachments of the letters that the judge grants or the request for change of date. So you guys will see that on there. I don't think it sounds familiar. Okay, sorry, Bachi. I just wanted to give everybody the
Oh no, that was
rundown.
very helpful.
So
Always.
hopefully that's so we were just reading the emails, the attorney emails, and how Blake Lively's attorneys think that they were being very generous to the Wayfarer parties. And so now they want 3 more weeks to seal everything in the MSJ.
Even
Three
though
weeks.
it went down to 2.
Even though they came down to 2, they wanted 3 weeks originally. And they said it's in the interest of the public that all documents, Wayfair parties and BL, like their replies and their oppositions, be unsealed at the same time. That's what Ezra is telling the
Lies.
court. Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I was like, no,
wrong.
we want it. We want it now. So how do we
No,
send Ezra an email?
Karol, basically, Ezra says, we just want to overwhelm people on one day so they don't have a chance to read everything because it's not going to be humanly possible. And if we give them time to look at this before our stuff drops, they're going to have their opinions already from the things that they see. And we want them to be able to withhold their opinion because we don't want anything that could look bad on us to be seen right now.
And Sarah thinks that she could see Lyman possibly doing it. I mean, there is a chance, but 3 weeks? I don't think so. 2 weeks? I don't think so.
So did she ask for 3 weeks again? Did they go back to 3 weeks in that letter?
No. They asked for 3 weeks extension. So instead of the unsealing being today, they were saying, how about we unseal after we reply? And then 1 week after we reply, then we will tell you what we will want unsealed from our reply and Wayfarer's MSJ.
Yeah.
So they're saying December 10th. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, and Natalia had asked, is she still trying to file her MSJ? And I'm like, no, she can't. There is no MSJ that she is filing. It's just that they're fighting this whole unsealing situation, wanting to make sure everything. I mean, I think nobody has an issue with the redactions, but like, just unseal it. Unless they redact every stinking word, it might as well have been sealed if you're going to do that. Yeah, Ekala said they want to ruin the holidays from Wayfair again. Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, the audacity for them to be like, you got to think about the Thanksgiving holiday. And I'm like, the way you thought about the Christmas holiday when you dropped your CRD and New York Times hit piece, that kind of consideration.
And I was gonna say on our days off we want content, so please please unseal it.
Exactly. What do you mean? We want this on the holidays. When else do I have time?
It'd be great. I have like 4 days off.
Yeah,
just
exactly. I think that's what they're
live.
afraid of, Karol.
Yeah.
That's what they're afraid of. They're not talking about public interest. They're like, look, it's a problem if they get this during the holidays because they're going to read it. And they're going to read and read and read. And that's not good for us.
What do they call it when they drop on a Friday?
Friday
news dump.
Friday
news dump. Yeah. No, Friday news dump. So it's I guess a holiday dump, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sorry, what happened? The MJ. So no, that we think because of Ezra's letter that she sent today, that is filing 8985, that she understands it that MJOP and the MSJ is to be replied together per Judge Lyman's orders on 846, docket 846. And you guys will see all that in the jurisdictional calendar. I tagged all of the documents, so if you guys want to see that. Bachi, I don't want to interrupt your live, so do you want me to go back in the guest and help you moderate?
Oh,
I know you were chatting with
actually,
people.
because now I'm doing this YouTube thing that I'm trying to keep these ones short. And as long as we have like one topic and then that's it. I mean, I just want to make sure we've exhausted what we want to say about this because I already got all up in my feelings reading that letter because I was like, it's so irritating. You know what's irritating about it, Karol? It's because I knew she was going to do this.
Mm-hmm.
She's so stinking predictable, and I hate it. I hate how predictable she is, and I hate how she continues to kick this down, kick the can down the road. It's inevitable that we're going to see this stuff. Just let us see it now.
Oh, I know. Just let us see it. And I actually thought that she got it wrong by saying, hey, our MJOP is not due until the 3rd. I had made a post that said, Ezra, do you know you have 30 minutes? 30. Because I thought it was due today, but it is not. So I know a few people have joined since. There's a new filing for an extension of time that Blake Lively has submitted. She wants 3 weeks to extend her time to be able to seal documents. And then she kind of backtracked and said, we'll compromise at 2 weeks. But the Wayfarer party said, no, the judge wants these unsealed as soon as possible. So the most that we'll give you is a week. And they're like, we're not happy. We're going to take it to the court. And that's why they're there.
So do you think, when do you think Judge Lyman will like issue an order on this or respond?
He has to reply. I think he has to reply to it today, because if not, their response is due today. You know, like their filings for like
I thought
sealing.
you said it was December 3 no matter what. No?
No, this is for continued sealing.
Oh, wait,
So-
you're right. This is continued sealing. I was
Yeah.
thinking about the response to
So
the
I think Judge Lyman has to reply today, because if he doesn't, then they're kind of out of time. I don't know, Sarah. What happens if the judge doesn't reply? I'm not sure, guys, but I think he'll reply today, and he'll say yes or no. I think, who thinks Judge Lyman's gonna give him 2 weeks? 2 weeks will put them
do you want to
at.
do a poll?
Yeah, let's do a poll.
What's I'm gonna do a quick poll here. Wait, no,
So-
let's not do a quick poll. Let's do one that actually has words. What is that? Custom one. What's the
Okay.
question that we want to ask?
Do you think Judge Lyman will grant Wayfarer the 1 week? You know, Blake Lively 1 week. That is also what Wayfarer wanted, just an extension of 1 week. Or we'll give them 2 weeks, 1 or 2 weeks.
Okay, so I'm gonna put it in. So 1 week, 2 weeks, or maybe nothing,
And it says to reply today.
or no extension. I'm just gonna put
Guys,
it in
thank
for
you
just
for
fun.
liking the live.
And then
Thank
I'm
you
going
for
to. Okay, so then I'm gonna choose this. I'm gonna start it. Okay, it should
All right,
show
guys,
up there. It's a little clipboard. We got a
On the
minute to
top.
respond. Up in the top left-hand corner, do you see that little clipboard with a countdown going down to 49 seconds? Can you click that? And okay, right now, ahead is 50% 1 week. Now 2 weeks is in the lead. Now 1 week.
I'm gonna vote too.
Now 1 week is now winning still. Okay. It looks like 1 week is winning right now.
What have they need more time? So they need Blake Lively saying they need 3 weeks, but we'll settle for 2 weeks extension on their time to go through the exhibits and say what they want sealed and what. So it's for sealing the exhibits in the MSJ.
Okay,
It
it
was
looks
due
like 69 people voted out of the 143 in the space right now. And 47.83% believe he'll grant 1 week, 34.78% 2 weeks, and then 17.39% was like no extension. So it'll be great to see like who ends up being right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I wonder who will be right. Ooh, the ones that are right, I think, are more in tune with what Judge Lyman will give them.
what did you vote, Karol? I didn't vote, but what did you vote?
I think he'll give him a week. I think he'll think of it as a week. There is a chance that Judge Lyman says, "Oh, poor little rich girl. Let's give her 2 weeks."
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm just going to say no extension.
Ooh, I don't know. I have
the reason I'm going to say this is I'm going to say the judge is going to say I said what I said. I said what I said, and respect it. That's what I'm going to go for. I said what I said.
haven't seen him take that stance, so I don't know. I'm really reluctant.
I mean, I hear, but I mean, wait. You don't think he's stood on his ground? I think that he's he's made decisions that she's argued for that wasn't something he already made a decision on. But these are things that he made decisions on. Did he not?
Yeah. I mean, he did kind of forewarn them about it. And
Can
I do
we
think
read that? What document was that again?
that was man, that's a good question. Hold on. Let me think. When did that come in? That must have come in when he said the filing is not 846. Wait, public interest.
846?
Let me start there.
847.
Let's see.
No,
No, it would
842?
have public access. Okay, so it would have been. Oh, it would have been after the hearing. Wouldn't it have been after the hearing? And he said, I'm totally blanking. Does anybody know?
Let me look. Okay.
Wayfair, so they conferred, guys. Blake Lively and Wayfair conferred, and they could not come to an agreement. Blake Lively asked Wayfair for 3 weeks so that they would have 1 week after they respond to the MJOP and the MSJ, and both of their documents become unsealed together. So they were only going to give Wayfair 1 week as well, because they want it done 3 weeks. They want that to kind of line up that way. We're trying to find when the judge told them that it's in the public interest that these things should be unsealed. You know what? Little Girl Attorney did a video on it. It is, I'll tell you where it is.
They said it's the Claire Ayub order.
Oh. It was sanctions motion. Oh, okay. It was when he replied saying that he wasn't going to keep Clara Ayub's file like redacted because it's in the public access is important.
That one. Okay, so is that something that is blanket, or was that just for Claire Ayub?
Let's see. Let's pull it up. Okay, so it is docket 856.
Docket 856. Isn't that? I don't think that's available to us, is it?
Oh no, it's just the order. Like, hey,
Oh wait, here it is.
Oh.
Okay, I see it.
No, but I think that just says, hey, go ahead and unseal it. It might have been right before that one though.
How about 857? No, that's joint letter. Never mind.
Yeah. Okay. So, Shannon, I see your comments about Ezra's wrong. Yeah, I thought so too. But some people are saying that because the court order in docket 846, the judge said that he would like to read both of these things together, the MSJ and the MJOP, and then he says turn it over on November 19th. He's saying he wants them at the same time. Like, that's the order. Then the letters that follow asking for an extension only mention the MSJ, but based on Ezra's letter today, that means her understanding is that because the judge wanted it at the same time, they don't need to bring it up every letter, that the MSJ and the MJOP are together. And so if one is mentioned, then the other one should like they're together. So if one is mentioned, it's also referring to the MJOP. And so that's why people are saying it's December 3rd. I've updated my calendar that way.
Bruce Bay makes a good point. Bruce Bay said he will give at least a week because Wayfair already agreed to it. And we've seen that as a pattern for him too.
Mm.
When they've made concessions already, he's like, okay, it should not be an issue because you already said that you're fine with it.
Mhm.
Desi, it'll be up on YouTube. So whatever you miss, you can watch on demand once I have this uploaded. All right. Do we have any additional things that we need to make sure we say before we let folks go?
I would just say to check out the calendar on there. If you guys wanted access to the dockets that say or outline that timeline, it's on there. Go to docketupdates.com under calendar. And then the latest filing is 985. It should be under latest news. That's all I would add. Is there anything you guys want to know? It's 8:48. He addresses the audio. Ooh. Let's see. Let's just see if we could find it, because that would be a good little nugget.
Okay. Yeah, let's see here. It says on September 15, 2025, Lively filed her own motion for continued sealing of portions in her memorandum of law, the accompanying declaration of Exhibit 1 and Exhibit 1, which is an audio recording of a conversation between the declarant and defendant Steve Sarowitz. Lively requests that these documents remain under seal because they reveal the identity of the declarant, who has alleged prior experiences of verbal abuse by defendant Justin Baldoni. Lively asserts that the declarant's privacy interests outweigh any presumption of public access and that there is no public interest in exposing the declarant to possible online scrutiny and attacks, given that the substance of the relevant information is already in the record. Yeah, like complete misrepresentation. But the Wayfair parties oppose continued sealing on the grounds that the memorandum of law selectively quotes from the audio recording and that Sarowitz should be allowed to have the recording made public to ensure accuracy and provide context. And then this is the quote. The Supreme Court and Second Circuit have long held that there is a presumption of immediate public access to judicial documents under both the common law and the First Amendment. Whether a document qualifies as judicial and is therefore subject to the presumption of public access is a binary decision made as of the time of the document's filing, i.e. filed material either is or is not a judicial document depending on whether it could have a tendency to influence the court in the exercise of its Article 8 powers. But anyways, that's the quote though. That's an important quote. The Supreme Court and Second Circuit have long held that there is a presumption of immediate public access to judicial documents under both the common law and First Amendment.
Yeah. The question is, do you think Blake's team wants to keep it sealed so that they can twist the narrative and the PR? I think they just don't want JB to have his day in the media cycle.
Oh, you're smart, Karol. Because putting it all together, then they can kind of mesh it in a way.
Yeah, they can spin whatever they want, and JB can't have any of the wins that come out of that.
Oh, because he did have some wins this past things before she got before they did a little handshakey with the that one content creator to say, hey, you released this to TMZ and then complain about you not getting credit, okay? Friend, buddy, my buddy.
So if they unseal everything together, then nothing that comes out of the MSJ that's in favor of Baldoni will have its day, because they're trying to say, the Blake Lively stance is let's unseal everything at the same time because that's what the public wants.
Yeah.
And we're saying, no, we want it now.
Yeah, we want it now.
As a matter of fact, deny that extension.
It's like stop talking for us, Ezra. You don't speak for us. It's been very clear after you subpoenaed 107 content creators, you do not speak for us.
What does Kim Zeldin say? Please don't speak to the parties you don't represent.
Singer, mic drop.
Yeah. Okay, so And so that's what we were reading, guys, and Bocce's gonna put it up on her YouTube. So if you missed it, get on her YouTube and see what the latest. She goes and reads the filing, and then we read the emails that are attached. So there's a new filing, 985 and 985-1.
All right. So should I just close it out with Be For Real?
Ooh, I like that song.
Because I feel like this is the reason why she's holding it. I mean, it's because she knows that the docket is not going to be kind to her if it comes out. Like, she's got to be for real. But it is one of my favorite songs, to be honest. Be For Real.
Oh, before you play it, guys, even if we don't get the MJOP today or the unsealing, tomorrow Wayfair has to reply to the spoliation sanctions that both Blake Lively and Stephanie Jones filed. So that's tomorrow. So hopefully we'll have at least something good tomorrow.
Love it. I mean, I'll be flying. So I'm gonna let's see how good I am about being on this trip and not doing any videos. It's a lie. I'm gonna be doing videos, but
I'm hoping you're not good.
I'm not gonna be, most likely. I mean, it's gonna be hard because they're constantly. If this was a regular like case, we wouldn't be getting something daily, like we just wouldn't be. Anyways, so we're closing with Be For Real.
I'll jump so you can close out. I'll jump off. Bye, guys. Thank you for having me. Bye.
Hi.
Is it finally gonna help you out? Oh no, it still helps them out. It shows that they did nothing.
Are you not embarrassed, Blake? The way you put yourself on blast. Be for real, Blake. Be for real, real. Get a clue, get a clue, get a clue. Are you not tired yet? Be for real, Blake. Be for real, real. Thanks for joining me, even though you were working.
They had no clue what you'd accuse. They prepared for your power play. You tried to knock them out when your gloves came off.
Remember docketupdates.com. Are you not embarrassed, Blake? The way you put yourself on blast. Be for real, Blake. Be for real, real. Get a clue, get a clue, get a clue. Just. Are you not tired yet? Be for real, Blake. Be for real, real.
Ooh, I can't wait until more of your texts come out. How did you text to your friends?
Lying is your livelihood. I love it. That could be a good song. Are you not embarrassed, Blake? The way you put yourself on blast. Be for real, Blake. Be for real, real. Get a clue, get a clue, get a clue. Are you not tired yet? Be for real, Blake. Be for real, real. Awesome. Karol said, guys, if you've gifted anything, guys, if you've gifted anything, make sure to take advantage of the perk to join her club at the top left. Ooh, what does joining a club do, Karol? Because I don't even know. What does it do? Anyways, thank you so much. You can send me a message to let me know. Notices and stickers. Oh, okay, that's cool. All right, thanks everyone. Bye. If I hit the button properly.